going on, everyone? When it came to Russell Westbrook and the Los Angeles Lakers, this offseason has been an absolute whirlwind of just speculation and trade rumors and just a lot of questions surrounding Russell Westbrook, right? The Lakers clearly were trying to move him. We're clearly trying to make a trade. That was blatantly obvious. There were many times where it looked like Russell Westbrook was on his way out, and ultimately he showed up to media today and he ended up, taking pictures, answering questions, all of that. And there's a lot of questions of will he be able to fit in? He is the biggest question mark when it comes to this team. Because if they can figure out a way to make him work, that would be huge for the Lakers. Because then the Lakers would have a legit big three. They would have a legit three guys that any night could go and get you 30 and just completely take over games. Russell Westbrook still has that in him. He's just in a really bad fit and situation. And last year, there were questions of what is his commitment like? Is he willing to change and adapt? I know a lot of people think that he's not going to be able to, but use guys as like Melo for an example. It took him being humbled. It took him to have the realization of I'm out of the league for him to make those changes, make those commitments. And now, look, he was able to extend his career. I mean, he still hasn't been picked up on a roster yet, but he played a couple more years than he probably wouldn't have otherwise. So Russell Westbrook is still a good player. He still has a lot of value. Not at $47 million, but he's still a guy that teams would probably pay $15 to $20 million to take on his team, and a guy that could really be a game changer. Can he be that with the Lakers, though? And he needs to show he can. He needs to show that he's bought in. He needs to show that he's willing to give 100% and set the picks and play the defense and do all of those things. And we've seen sample sizes of him being great on this Lakers team. Like when you didn't have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, the dude gave you 30, 14, and 15, kept the turnovers limited, all of that stuff. We don't need him to give us 30 a night. We just need him to give us 15 a night. Give us 15, 5, and 5 a night efficiently and effectively, and that'd be great. And I do think Darvin Ham will be able to do that. Darvin Ham even broke that down and even explained his vision for Russell Westbrook and stuff. We're going to touch on that in another video, because this video, I want to talk about Russell Westbrook specifically and his comments and just the conversations that he had during media day about the team not wanting him. And this is what Russ had to say. We all have jobs. Sometimes people at our jobs don't like us. And this was Russ on whether the Lakers want him in LA. And that's the big thing. And I know some people might not like his answers. I know some people didn't like the way he was with the media at media day. He's always had media issues. I don't care how he is with the media. That means nothing to me. He could just, every time he sits down, just tell them to go F themselves. I don't care. I care what is he delivering on the basketball court? Is he showing the commitments? Is he willing to buy in? Obviously, yes, the Lakers, they don't want him there. They want to trade him. They want to get rid of him. They want him off his team. But he's here for the season, right? Very likely. I mean, there's always a possibility he gets traded. I just don't think they will now. I just think unless a star or something like that becomes available, I think Russell Westbrook sits on this team for the rest of the season. He said that he's willing to do whatever it takes, that he would be willing to come off the bench if that's what it entails. There's talks about him having to earn his starting job. He seems committed. We heard all the talks from Patrick Beverley today. Patrick Beverley was really talking about his relationship with Russell Westbrook and how that's his best friend out of everybody that's been on this team. That Russell Westbrook's been the guy that's been biggest and just welcoming him and stuff like that. That's good. You're seeing Russ trying to build these relationships. You see Russ with Darvin Ham. They're attached at the hip. Russ is at all the press conferences. He was at Patrick Beverley's press conference. And when the Lakers got Patrick Beverley, that was a big question, right? Are these two going to be able to get along? Are these two going to be able to compete and just not cause drama, right? You heard the story earlier from Media Day where Patrick Beverley was relaying the story of Russell Westbrook buying courtside seats for his sister and stuff. And he didn't have to do that. He didn't know him. He didn't anything. And Patrick Beverley was talking about how much that meant to him. They're growing that relationship. That is great. They've been working out every morning, stuff like that. That is good. That is what you want to hear. Russ is working on his game. He knows what Darvin Ham wants from him. He's said that. He said that I am willing to do what Darvin Ham wants me to do. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to do on this team. And look, actions speak louder than words. He could say whatever he wants to say till he's blue in the face. But what does he deliver? What is he willing to do? What is he willing to sacrifice on the court? He did make sacrifices last season. I know a lot of people feel like he didn't, but he did. I mean, there were talks about, like, there was an entire interview where he was like, I feel like I'm the only one making sacrifices and everyone else. And all we heard is, we want Russ to be Russ. We want Russ to be Russ. Yet Russ was relegated for extended periods of time to just be standing in the corner or completely out of the play or this, that, and the other. We need Russ to be effective. And I keep bringing that up. And the reason I keep bringing that up is because that's important. Frank Vogel didn't allow Russ to be effective. And that doesn't mean that Russ has to have the ball at his hands. It doesn't mean Russ has to go and get 30, stuff like that. But Russell Westbrook should never just be, there should never be a play call where Russell Westbrook is just completely standing out of the play for extended periods of time. There should be setting picks. There should be, slashing, cutting, different rotations, different sets, things like that. There should be constant movement with Russell Westbrook. As fast as he is, as agile as he is, as athletic as he is, there should never be a down moment where Russell Westbrook isn't moving without the ball if he doesn't have the ball in his hands. And he should be setting screens, stuff like that. I don't know if it was just him and Vogel didn't get along. I don't know if Vogel Vogel was terrible last year. Not saying Vogel was the only problem or the main problem. It was a collective, right? Even Russ. He was part of the problem, but he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the main problem. But I'm willing to give Russ an opportunity to show us what he's willing to do. Is he capable of doing that? I want the actions to show and not just be talk. But we have to give him an opportunity to do that. And he so far has shown the willingness and has said all the right things. Now, can he actually deliver that come game time? Can he actually set the picks? Will he actually do that stuff? I do like that there are guys right on his back that if he doesn't do it, all right, well, tell you what, come sit on the bench with me, Dennis Schroeder, you're in. So that puts pressure on Russ to be better. Not just that, Russ knows. Russ isn't stupid. He knows he has to be better and he has to improve because he knows that if he doesn't, there's a real chance that he could be out of the league or he's going to get like a $6 million contract or something like that. He's playing for a contract and he's playing to show that, look, I can adapt into a situation. I could be the third guy if need be, and that's huge because he's never really had to be the third guy. He's always been the 1A or 1B style player on every team he's been in. And they need to be able to put him in a position to be successful. He needs to be able to put himself in a position to be successful. And I really do think if they could figure it out, I really think these three could be terrifying. We could have a legit big three. That was the whole idea when we got him, was that like you always have a LeBron James or Russell Westbrook to just take over games. And you always have one of those guys on the court. Problem was, we never saw that. Frank Vogel almost always had Russ and LeBron on the court at the same time. Or he had Russ and Rondo. Or he had Russ and THT. Stuff like that. Like, that shouldn't be, like, why did you bring Russ to LA? Because the whole idea was when LeBron isn't in the game or LeBron just doesn't play, you have Russell Westbrook. Yet, the opposite was done. Right? LeBron wants to play more off the ball. I do think these three have to play some minutes together because you got to try to have them figure it out. You got to try to have them work it out, go through the trial and error, go through, what they need to do in order to figure out how to coexist. But I do think Russell Westbrook and LeBron James will primarily play opposite of each other. They won't be playing heavy minutes together. I think at most they probably play 10 minutes a game together. The other 15 minutes, 20 minutes that Russ plays, I don't think he's going to play a lot. I think you use Russ as a way to give LeBron rest. You heard Darvin Ham at Media Day say he's not going to play LeBron and Anthony Davis for playoff minutes. They're not going to be playing 40-plus minutes. He's probably going to try to cut their minutes down to about 30 minutes a game. So Russ is going to have plenty of time by himself to himself. He's going to get run with Anthony Davis. I'm sure he's going to get run with LeBron. I'm sure he's going to get run with all three of them. I do believe that they could figure it out. And I do believe that if they figure it out, this team could be terrifying. This team could be very, very scary, very, very good. I've said it, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. If we had this team already, and we just added this season Anthony Davis and LeBron James, everyone would be saying this team is the number one team to win the championship this year. Them and the Brooklyn Nets. Everyone would be saying that this team is the best team in the league and this, that, and the other. Even if LeBron and Anthony Davis had the seasons they had last year on a separate team, if they came to the Lakers, they'd be unanimously the best team in the league. But because all the hangover is gone, because Russ and just the disaster of the season last year, we all have that recency bias. But we have a new team, new coach, new culture, new schemes, new everything. I think we'll be all right. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you think of Russ's comments? What do you think of Russell Westbrook on this team in general? However you feel, I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Quick little shameless plug, everyone. If you enjoy my videos and commentary here on this channel, As It Stands Lakers, then check out the link down in the description below and go subscribe to As It Stands. Believe it or not, As It Stands was the first channel. If it wasn't for that channel, this channel would never have existed. Because of the success of that channel, it led me to want to create this Lakers channel. So do me a huge solid. If you're not subscribed over there, go check that out. Go subscribe over there. I talk all things sports, all teams, things like that, not just the Lakers. So if you just enjoy my commentary and want to hear me talk about other things, or you just, are a fan of other sports and other teams, go check that out. I promise you will not be disappointed. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.